Yes, I'm bullish, and we will discuss why. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on our weekend update edition of the Weekly Roundtable. We're going to discuss what has happened the last couple of days and the weekend that was in the world of crypto. Don't forget, nothing that is said in this video should be considered financial advice. It is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors. Now that that's out of the way, I'll welcome up my weekly host, Juan Gonzalez. How are you doing today, sir?
Fired up on another discount time for altcoins and for Bitcoin, and it's time to just soak it up. Hope you guys took advantage of it already. Can't wait to dive right in.
Yeah, we should get right into it. I want to make sure everyone understands that do not be fearful. What has happened does suck. Bitcoin didn't take much of a hit. I should say, actually, it rebounded very nicely. It did get down to 91,000, as we'll show in the charts, but we hope that you were not shaken out of your position. Hopefully you didn't capitulate and panic sell, because this is all a game, and the market was played this weekend, and we will show charts and other things to prove that. So let's get right into the Bitcoin chart. Here we are. Currently we are at what do we get up to with 101,674 right now. Now, the 200 DMA that the Bitcoin price has been respecting for quite some time, it did wick like fairly far below. It came all the way down to 91,530, and it came right into our liquidity zone here, which it has maintained. I'm just going to show my arrow here, which it has maintained its support. The candle yesterday did close below this 200 DMA, that's the first time it's done in quite some time. But we are now back above it. Bitcoin price is showing a lot of strength. The previous 3 days, there was a $15,000 move to the downside. And then today alone, we are now at about 10,000 to the upside. So a $10,000 candle, which is crazy, but it just shows the strength in the market. And we will get into exactly why the market dipped yesterday, or at least a few different reasons as to why that happened. So that's the Bitcoin chart. I do want to show the Bitcoin. Now, this one is interesting. We've been showing this one for several weeks now, and we had this W pattern drawn out. And as you can see, like this wick to the upside on the Bitcoin dominance, I was kind of in shock and awe when I was watching this last night. I believe it got up to 62%. No, actually 64.3%. That is a crazy wick to the upside on Bitcoin dominance. That just means, from everybody watching, you could tell that the altcoins were just getting murdered. Bitcoin did drop, about 8-9%. I think got up to 10%, but the altcoins dropped 25, 30, 35, sometimes more, depending on the market cap of that altcoin. But it was a bloodbath. As you can see, we have come right back down below this previous support line. We did have this drawn in where it could have possibly gone out of it, bounce and come up, or reject and come down. And in this case, it actually, it did break above, but it got rejected essentially eventually. We'll have to see how the daily close comes, but we pinpointed this possible pattern to a T, which doesn't happen very often, but if you do your TA and you learn the market, sometimes you can get the price action correct. Okay, USDT dominance, I also wanted to show. Yesterday, this spiked up as well. There was a lot of people that were panic selling into cash or into USDT, which is totally, I shouldn't say it's normal, but it is the norm whenever there is a capitulation or a manipulation in the market where prices start falling like crazy. There's a lot of panic selling, which just makes the price action go down even further. So we did see that. We saw a spike in the USDT dominance, but it has since come back down as well, back below this previous trend line. So far, everything is recovering quite well in the market. It's unfortunate what happened yesterday, but we do have a little bit of information as to exactly what could have caused that. I'll pose a question to you. I know you were watching the markets intently. And what did you see? What did you think that was going on? Maybe not knowing what you know today, but what was your original thought when the market was dumping?
First, I'm happy that I'm part of such a great show here, and that I always take my profits. Anytime I'm paying attention to moves, I'm looking at, okay, things are moving. Let me collect my profits. I'm not a big hodler. You know that. I've always said this on the show.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this hodl until you're diamond handing and all this other foolishness that people like to kind of spit out there. So I already knew, let me just sell and get ready to get my discount, right? Let me restart the process and so forth. This is the fourth time we've seen the market, or maybe the fifth time, where it hit 90 and it shoots back up like a rocket. And
Yeah.
I took advantage of that. So to me, was I worried or scared? No, I just kind of, my eyes just kind of grew big and like, discount. You know, it's like watching your favorite TV go on sale for like 30% off or 40% off. Like, yes. And I love this type of market. I love it when it's like this. I like it when you see $10,000 wick candles and your position just freaking triples in a matter of moments. So for me, I saw glorious times. What about you?
Yeah, I was I brought up the chart here so we could see again. You talked about that support area of between 90 and 92,000, and that's right in our buy zone here, or support zone, I should say. And yeah, every single time it is wick to come into this area, it's shot back up. So this is an amazing area of support that is building. But yeah, I was, I'm not going to lie, I was in a little bit of shock. I saw the market start to dump. Certain altcoins were kind of holding up pretty strong at first, like Solana was one of them, and Sui was another, the two of the ones that we like to talk about. And then it kind of stabilized for about an hour or so, and then it began again. I thought, okay, there's something going on here. So a little bit of research was needed, and we kind of figured out possibly what was going on. The initial catalyst, or the initial start of the dump, obviously was the fear of the tariffs. Everyone's aware of what's going on there between the U.S., Canada, Mexico. But then, certain things took place after that. And I think that is what eventually caused, for example, Ethereum, it literally had a 30-second wick where it dropped $400. And I'll bring up the Ethereum chart here so we can see exactly what I'm talking about. See, as far as wicks go, you can see that Ethereum's wick was, a little bit deeper than most of the altcoins. I was, like I said, I was in awe. I was looking at the Ethereum price at the time, and literally the wick just went pretty much as fast as you could say, holy cow. It dipped right down, liquidated all kinds of positions, and then shot right back up. It was a sight to see. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. On this daily candle itself, we are looking at we had a high of almost 3,000 and a low of 2,100. So, that's like a 30% wick right there, and that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I was watching it, and then I decided to check around. I did a little bit of investigating, and Juan, you did as well. And what we found here, I'll bring this up so people could see. Here's why the crypto market dumped, in his opinion, in Single Sensi's opinion. Binance was sending hundreds of millions in crypto to Wintermute to dump ETH and force real capitulation. So this confirms what I was seeing on the chart and what happened on the price action with it wicking. Now, Coinbase also worked with the market makers to manipulate prices. So essentially what was going on is, they were sending crypto to Wintermute. They were selling once the news of the tariffs broke and the first initial dump had already happened. And then by them dumping these large amounts, it sent the price lower, and then, of course, started cascading liquidations. And as you can see here, here's some of the sells that were done on Binance hot wallets as well as Coinbase. And which I think was interesting is shortly after that, a few hours later, they began buying back. So, classic manipulation. They sell to create the cascades. The liquidations occur on the where are we? I'm going to show this right now, which, obviously it doesn't do it justice because there's so many long positions that have been opened. People don't learn, I suppose, but at least the dollar value is nowhere near what it was, because according to numbers, there was 2.3 billion in liquidations on Bitcoin alone, and in total there were $10 billion worth of liquidations in the overall crypto market, which is insane. I was kind of watching this chart, and when the liquidations occur, all of these positions that are here are blank. There's nothing here, and that was right across the board. It was really, really something to see. So classic manipulation. I don't think they intended it to go down quite as far as it did, but the combination of panic sellers, sentiment in the market, the way the last few days have been, and then of course the tariffs already spooked the market. So that all that together was a recipe for the biggest liquidation event of all time in crypto. It was bigger than the FTX event and bigger than the COVID crash as well. So that's something that tells you that there is fear in the market. We possibly have a lot of newish investors in the market because seasoned investors in crypto have been around for a couple of cycles. This necessarily wouldn't have bothered them. I mean, it bothered me a little bit. I was a little bit shocked, but I wasn't too worried. I knew we'd have a rebound, but anyone new in the market, they would certainly be spooked. And that's probably part of what happened. Juan, your take on that?
Yeah, when you look at the market and the market makers and the roles they play, and more market makers for guys you don't know, like you're thinking about companies like Coinbase, thinking about companies like Crypto.com, thinking about companies like Binance, and then there are people behind those players as well, right? Like Wintermute is a great example. And you see this manipulation. It's like having your parents, you selling your car for $10,000, and then your parents are buying that same car back for you for like a third of that price. So that, hey, it doesn't matter what happens, my assets are still protected. It's nothing of a greater feeling of being able to sell freely and not worry about your assets being depleted because the person behind you is going to rebuy it back anyway, right? And boost back your profits. And that's a level of safety that the average consumer does not have. And that, and as much as, we can blame tariffs as being maybe the initial catalyst for stuff, it really comes down to the market makers. And for me, it's a lesson on follow where the money's going, right? You see a huge dump, cool, right? Let's not panic. Let's wait for these companies to start buying back. The minute you start seeing these buys, you join in, right? Exactly. And take advantage, right? Join on the train.
Yep.
And as you can see, they're not going to lose.
Exactly. Yeah. The best advice we can give is be careful with leverage, and show conviction in your top alts. And when we have days like today, don't panic. Just consider it a buying opportunity. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh man, I wish I had gotten in at lower prices." And then when the price does get down to those lower areas, they panic instead of saying, "Well, here's my gift." So, it's always a good thing to have a little bit of cash on the side, USDC or USDT on the side, because you're always going to get your dips. And the best buying opportunities and the best DCA strategy is always when dips occur in the market.
And the other side to this too is how many times you say, "Man, I wish I would have sold when it was at this price." Right? Sell. It's okay. The market is always going to fluctuate. The best part is, right, you're going to be able to use that liquidity to buy Cardano now at 60 cents. I think it hit 60 something cents, and you could have rebought back in for those who love Cardano. XRP went through the same process. You could have gone in at $2 something, and now it's back up to $3. Guys would still be in profit, right? And that's the whole thing about at least my philosophy of not hodling, because I'm not loyal to any of them, right? Everybody wants you to be this super loyalist. You hodl through the storm. No, be loyal to your money, because money's only loyal. Because money's only loyal to whoever holds it. So same thing, guys.
Yeah, good point. So I guess what we can take out of this is, since it was the biggest capitulation liquidation event in crypto history and in market history, if you survived it, congratulations. If you didn't panic sell, congratulations. You will be rewarded. This market is by far from being over. Juan and I have differing opinions on how long this is going to last, but we do have several months to go. And just hold the cryptos you have conviction in. When we get those really nice euphoric 10-15% green candle days, maybe take a little bit off the top, always take profit on the way up. And then when we do get big dips like we did yesterday, the last couple of days, it's a really good buying opportunity because you can turn that around and get profits almost immediately when the market recovers. So that would be my advice. Juan, I'll let you finish off today's video.
Yeah, no one's ever going to know when the bull market is going to end. There's no exact date. There's not going to be firework or alarm bells are going to go off. But There's going to be times where you're going to notice certain sells happen. Just pay attention to the market, pay attention to the channel. We will do our best to kind of narrow that field down for you as best we can. And so that way you can come out holding the bag in a positive way. And again, right, we want you guys to be successful. We want to be successful. And at the end of the day, the best way to do that is by paying attention to the market. And again, this is another representation of the weekend, doing stuff and waking up in the morning on Monday and seeing what happens. So to me, I'm grateful to be able to, pay attention to these things and help you guys out the best way we can. I'm looking forward to our recap on Thursday to see how much we've rebounded, right? So pay attention to that and keep your ears and hands to the pulse of the market right now, because it's going to be a wild, wild ride in February.
Yeah, we're in for a lot of fun. February is typically a bullish month. So let's hope that trend continues. Like Juan alluded to, we'll see everyone on Thursday where we recap the market. We'll see how things have gone in the next couple of days. And then every Monday, we will have our weekend recap like today. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. We appreciate your support. And we will see you all Thursday. See you guys.
Have a good night, guys. See you Thursday.